Welcome, parents, to our workshop. My name is Ariana Quiros.
My name is Brie Becerra.
My name is Melissa Dominguez.
My name is Jennifer Espinoza.
And my name is Alice Gonzalez.
This is an educational workshop on birth order, and it focuses on how different age siblings experience different types of behaviors while also providing knowledge about the outcomes of this behavior within a family dynamic.
Our topic includes educating families on how birth order influences siblings, dynamics, and personalities, causing long-term effects. There is an unmet need regarding information about birth order dynamics, effects, and resources for parents. Education about birth order dynamics can help parents recognize and avoid unintentional favoritism. Understanding the potential impact on children allows parents to make conscious efforts to treat each child fairly and address any emerging issues. Understanding birth order dynamics allows individuals to proactively address potential challenges that may arise within the family, such as rivalry or conflicts.
Program goal number 1. For our first program goal, families will gain knowledge of how birth order influences family dynamics. Learning objective. Our first learning objective will have families define birth order. For our second, families will describe birth order personality types as an older, middle, and younger sibling.
Program Goal 2. Program Goal 2, families will become familiar with the risk factors related to favoritism and comparison. Learning objective. As for one learning objective, families will describe one way favoritism can become troublesome for siblings. Number 2 would be families will describe how one-way comparison can become troublesome for siblings.
What is birth order? So, birth order refers to the position of a child in the order of siblings within a family. It is determined by the chronological order of each child's birth in relation to their siblings. Birth order can influence various aspects of a person's personality, behavior, and development. Although it's important to note that individual differences and other factors also play significant roles.
Birth order theory. The birth order theory claims the order in which a family is born shapes their development, while also shaping their personality, which can often lead to both positive and negative outcomes. Birth order personality types among the oldest are they are independent, in which they feel the need to rely on themselves because of lack of attention and lack of communication with parents. They are also known to be responsible, as they time manage themselves and don't rely on anyone else but themselves. And also mature, in which they are taught to grow up at a young age. They become more sophisticated and they are more prone to trying to be a role model for their younger siblings. The middle child is often antisocial, in which they are scared to communicate with others they are not familiar with, and they're very much to themselves. They are also rebellious, in which they tend to get in more trouble due to the fact that parents lack to give them the attention they need. They are also isolated, in which they do not talk about their feelings, and every problem is looked as a problem that they must solve themselves. As for the youngest child, they are greedy, in which they are selfish when it comes to sharing and very demanding of things. Also dependent, in which they are very dependent on others, such as their parents, and always want things done for them. And they are also spoiled, as in always getting whatever they want, and upset when they don't receive what they want, and are often rewarded for every little thing that they do.
Birth order effects between siblings. Birth order effects between siblings can seriously affect the sibling dynamic in various ways, such as psychologically, emotionally, and even environmentally. Psychologically, it can be vary in many attributes where each sibling can be affected differently, such as the eldest may hold the most expectations as well as with responsibilities, not only for themselves, but as well for the responsibility for their younger siblings, acting as a second parent for their younger siblings. As for the middle child, it can be psychologically affected by their neglected, by their parents, or even by their siblings. Since older children have more responsibilities in hand, they may not have the time for their siblings as well, parents being busy with other priorities. Next, for younger siblings, it appears that they tend to be more free spirited, spoiled, and coddled from their parents and even with their siblings, which causes a distressing effect between siblings because you see the eldest hold the most responsibility and you see visible resentment towards their other siblings. As for emotionally, it can come between siblings because you see the different customs each child grew up with. Eldest may grow up to be constantly berated and having to hold a lot of pressure from their parents. The middle child may have neglected and not been paid attention to as the youngest sibling, they might feel neglected as well, but amongst their sibling rather than their parents. Each sibling partake in a different emotional neglect, which created certain drifts amongst them or even resentment between each other. Especially when a child requires more needs compared to another sibling, it may appear as neglect or even that the parent is not focused on the other children's needs. Lastly, for environmental needs, the eldest may suffer from being outcasted to outside activities such as with their peers or sports clubs or even events that require permission or the needs of taking care of their siblings first before they can do something for themselves. For middle-aged siblings, it may be that they aren't as watched for as much as they should be. For instance, they may be neglected where their environmental whereabouts may not be of concern to their parents, which may allow them to do what they want or just stay put from their environment. For younger siblings, they may be restricted by their other siblings, but may be free in their environment since most likely the youngest get to do as they please with their environment if felt like needed or approved by their parents. Overall, you see how, depending on the situation, it could affect the relationships between siblings due to the circumstances that parents place them under, as well as it can alter the relationship by either bringing the siblings closer to one another or even the opposite, causing them to crash or not want to be involved with each other. But you see how each factor creates a dilemma that affects birth order between siblings, especially siblings with a great or a higher age gap between each other.
Comparison risk factors. Comparison risk factors is one of the biggest risk factors that interferes in the sibling relationship. That is due because parents make comparisons, which makes siblings grow apart. Children have a strong desire to please their parent, and when they can't, it can damage their self-worth by leading them to think that everyone is superior than them. Being compared to live up to their parents' standards and measuring up to one sibling can have a long-term effect on one's social behavior. When parents compare their child to their brother, sister, or other children, the child experiences increased anxiety and stress. Children may become shy and anxious due to their parents' incorrect judgment and use of passive aggressiveness language. Depression and jealousy in children can lead to the collapse of siblings' relationship when a certain child outperforms the other. The child being compared could resent the parent, sibling, or other children. Parents comparing their child can have a detrimental on relationships and the child's future.
Okay, so favorites and risk factors. Parents may not be aware of their biases and favoritism can occur unintentionally. Some risk factors are birth order. The order in which siblings are born can contribute to favoritism. Parents may show favoritism towards the firstborn or the youngest child, creating a potential risk factor for other siblings. And personality traits. Different birth orders are associated with certain personality traits. For example, firstborns are often seen as responsible and achievement oriented, which may lead parents to show favoritism based on these traits. Parental expectations. Parents may have higher expectations for firstborns or assign them specific roles within the family, such as being the responsible one. This can increase the likelihood of favoritism towards the eldest sibling. Differential treatment. Parents may unintentionally treat siblings differently based on their birth order, such as providing more privileges or resources to the firstborn. This differential treatment can contribute to feelings of favoritism. Age gaps. Age gaps between siblings can influence favoritism. Parents may focus more attention on younger siblings due to the developmental needs, potentially leading to perceptions of favoritism from older siblings. Gender bias. Gender can also play a role in favoritism. Parents may show preference towards a particular gender, leading to differential treatment and potential favoritism among siblings. Parental stress and resources. Factors such as parental stress, financial constraints, or limited time and resources can contribute to favoritism. Parents may unintentionally allocate more resources or attention to one child, creating an imbalance. Finally, sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry can be heightened in families where favoritism exists. The perception of unequal treatment among siblings can intensify competition and conflict within the family. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you guys for your time and for coming to our workshop, and I hope you enjoyed it and gained some new information on birth order, and have a great rest of your day.